And now, 6 Sports presents the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter.
When someone comes and plants a flag on our field like that, that just ain't gonna happen.
We talked about getting some rest last night, hydrating heavily, and just coming out. We had a new day.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The weather was much more ideal for some high school football. And with all the games from last night being resumed today, it sort of had a college Saturday vibe.
Yeah, a little bit. I felt that, yeah.
Yeah, we are ecstatic to have you with us for the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter tonight. I'm Audrey Dahlgren.
And I'm Ian Kress. We did have games scattered all throughout the day with Lansing Everett and Lansing Sexton kicking off the festivities at 11 this morning. And with the way this game ended, we knew we had to make this our big game.
Oh, yeah. When the game was postponed last night, Everett had the edge of 14-7 with 8:35 remaining in the 4th quarter, but it was Sexton who used the extra night of rest to its advantage. Joseph Piso making his debut with the J-Dubs at QB, and he made sure to impress. Yeah. Takes it around the corner, burning the Vikings defense, and it results in a 52-yard touchdown. Sexton also opted for the 2-point conversion, and it helped them take a 1-point lead with 5.5 to play. Now on the ensuing drive, 4th down, Vikings sophomore Damian Mack Brown makes magic happen for the J-Dubs, picks up a sack for a turnover on downs, which allows, you guessed it, Piso to use his legs once more. His second touchdown of the quarter. Then John L. Davis decided to go for 2 and put all his trust in Piso to seal the deal. The senior QB connects with Jeff Hudson to make this a 2-possession game. The big J-Dubs, not the little ones, shout out to the cheerleaders for that one, come back to beat Everett 23-20 after several of their kids had to sleep at the school because they lost power. So Davis was proud of them for the way they rallied and, of course, proud of his new QB.
He's a fearless leader. We knew, that he can make some big plays. We didn't do a good job blocking for him last night, so we wanted to come out today and intently get him free, and we did that.
Sexton got a big, strong alumni. We got a good history, so I know we can't come out with all this talk, and we got a lot of talk around the town, so we can't come out with a loss.
Well, over at DeWitt, play resumed with Hazlet up 10-7 in the 3rd quarter. When the Vikings came out this evening, they planted their flag on the Panther at midfield. DeWitt was not a fan of it, and the chirping between these two rivals started right out of the gate. Hazlet extended their lead on the first drive of the day. My guy Nakia Mockery scores from a yard out to put the Vikings up 17-7, but things would turn for DeWitt thanks to the legs of quarterback Elliott Larner. He scores his 2nd touchdown of the game and brings the Panthers within 4. Then after a Hazlet 3 and out, Larner dials up his goal line magic once again and gives DeWitt the lead. And in the 4th quarter, Larner scores his 4th rushing touchdown of the game, extending the DeWitt lead. And there to close the door, the speedster Andrew Novak comes out with a game-sealing interception. DeWitt wins 27-17, and the planting of the flag was all the Panthers needed to pull this one out.
Never had a team do that here, so our guys certainly weren't very excited about it. I'm just super proud of our effort. Our kids kept their composure with that stuff, and we played a heck of a second half here. Yesterday we were a little stunned when they hit us in the first half, but when someone comes and plants a flag on our field like that, that just ain't gonna happen. So we got to come out and show them what's up.
Yeah, little incentive.
Yeah.
Well, you know who's knocking on the Panthers' door next week? Gary Houghton and the Mason Bulldogs, who also had to resume their game today with Holt.
Yeah, that should be a good one next week. And this is where we welcome in our teammates, Haley Schoengart and Tyler Driesinga. And it's always fun when there's a trophy up for grabs, right, guys?
Hey, guys, of course. Who doesn't love a good trophy game, especially in week 1?
The Cedar Street rivalry was reinstated in 2021, and a new twist was added to this year's meeting, a neutral site at Hazlet after the Bulldogs field suffered some storm damage last night.
When the game left off, Mason led 21-7 in new field, no prob for the Bulldogs. On the opening drive, Caleb Vaughn almost Gets his hands on it, but no worries. He tips it right to a diving A.J. Martell for the clutch INT, which sets up this drive a few plays later. Nick Wells hands it off to, you guessed it, Mr. Martell himself. He gets into the end zone with ease to put Mason up by 30. And you know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, this time, how about a 57-yarder to the house? Martell had a heyday, popping off for 195 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, say it with me, everyone. How about them Bulldogs? Mason keeps the hardware, 52-14 the final, a performance that didn't need a lot of extra motivation.
It's a trophy game. You never want to lose a trophy game. You don't want to see the other team holding the trophy. So I think we all had that in the back of our mind. Like, it's first game, get tuned up for the rest of the season. So we just really had to play our best and then obviously take home the trophy, and that's what it's all about.
Biggest reason that is a big deal and it means something is because what it means to the Mason community, because that rivalry goes way back. I mean, we have some photos from way back in the 50s and 60s when that game was played. So I think that's always special.
Well, and speaking of something that was very special, prior to the start of the game last night, Mason senior wide receiver Derek Badgley shared a special moment with his father Daryl, which the two of them have been doing a lot this week.
Yeah, if you were at the game last night or when play resumed today, you may have noticed a few new decals on the Bulldogs helmets. One is a black ribbon, while the other is the initials DB for his dad, because as you found out, Audrey, he entered the fight of his life this spring.
Football has always been big in the Badgley household, and as early as Derek Badgley can remember, his dad has been instrumental in helping him and his now teammates turn into the players they are today.
My dad loves football, so I mean, and my dad's helped us coach football like since we were little kids up to like my middle school year, and so all these kids kind of know my dad. It just feels good to know that they're here to support us.
Us as in his mom Shanna, brother Dylan, and dad Daryl, who was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma skin cancer in the spring. It's why Mason's coach, Gary Houghton, instituted a new mantra for the 2023 season. No one fights alone. We are in this fight together.
The idea actually came up and I presented it to Derek's mom first. I wanted to make sure it was okay before I went any further with it. And so she kind of brought the family together and told them what we were interested in doing, and they loved it. They loved the idea, including Daryl.
Tuesday night was the first time the Badgleys saw the decals. Derek brought his helmet home, and it ended up being a very special yet emotional night.
It's definitely hard news to hear at first, and I just think that doing something like this is a great way to share awareness out to everyone else too, that skin cancer is very serious.
I think it's only going to bring them tighter together, and that just means they fight that much harder for one another.
Absolutely, and it was such a classy touch by Mason,
Yeah, when I met his dad yesterday, he was just so honored by this gesture from the Bulldogs. Well, it's time for us to take our first water break, and when we come back, we're going to be checking in on the Waverly Warriors. Plus, Charlotte was leading when play was suspended yesterday. Could the Orioles keep their foot on the gas? We're going to find out next on the Dean Trailways Fifth Quarter.
The Dean Trailways Fifth Quarter is sponsored by Dean Trailways of Michigan.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
When it comes to hearing aids, one size doesn't fit all. Let our doctors of audiology find the right fit for your listening needs, lifestyle, and communication goals. Hearing starts here at Advanced Audiology.
Hi, Tony Young here from Young Buick GMC in Owasso. We've got great deals happening right now on brand new Buicks. Drive this Buick Encore starting at just $256 a month. That's right, $256 a month only at Young Buick GMC in Owasso.
Compassion works here. Unfriendly does not. If you're made of the right stuff, consider a career at the Michigan Department of Corrections. We offer great pay and benefits, paid training, and we have immediate openings for corrections officers, healthcare professionals, food service workers, and more. To find openings in your area, go to michigan.gov/MDOC jobs. We're MDOC, good jobs for good people.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains. Designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. This summer, make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's the end of summer clearance sale at ABC Warehouse. Get up to 65% off store-wide. Plus, find all the top brands with low prices guaranteed. And get no interest for up to 88 months on Tempur-Pedic. It's the biggest sale of the year. Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Plus, choose from a free $300 gift card and a free 55-inch TV. And get this global Stephanie 5-piece dining set for just $977. Hurry, this sale ends soon. Only at ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
I love running and working out, but my heel pain was devastating. So I go to fix my feet today, and in about 30 minutes, I walked out pain-free and could not believe it.
Fix My Feet is now open in Okemos on Grand River at Okemos Road. Celebrate our Okemos grand opening at all 6 locations and get a free consultation.
Foot pain relief is on its way at Fix My Feet today.
Welcome back to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. Here is a stat for you. Waverly beat Lansing Catholic for the first time since 2002 in last year's season opener. And history looked to repeat itself with the Warriors leading 14-7 last night when the game was delayed just before halftime.
And while the game was at Waverly last night, they resumed it at Lansing Catholic this afternoon because the power went out at Waverly. Waverly head coach D.A. Jones hoping to carry over the momentum from last night, and his running back Jahai Wood wastes no time getting back into a groove. He takes the handoff, cuts to the outside, and he rips off an 89-yard touchdown run on the very first play of the day to put Waverly on top 20-7. A great start for the Warriors, but the momentum quickly changes. Lansing Catholic's Lucas Payne rolls to his right, throws back to his left to a wide-open Braden Rabideau. Nothing but open field in front of him. Gives a little point to the camera when he reaches the end zone. Catholic takes a 21-20 lead. Then Waverly looks deep downfield, but check out the one-handed pick by a leaping Justin DeVerona. It was all Cougars all the time after that first play from Waverly. Alex Fernandez puts the finishing touches on it with a short touchdown run. Lansing Catholic scores 28 unanswered to win it 35-20. Head coach Jim Baker says his team got a much-needed reset after the storm.
I think the heat and everything, they were so worried about that, and sometimes our kids get like that. And but Waverly came and punched us in the mouth, and we never recovered. So we really need the reset. Thank God we got it. I like the way we control the line of scrimmage. We didn't do that much last year, and that was an emphasis this year. That I like my own D line, and I think they answered the bell this morning.
Charlotte was up 8-0 and had already made 2 interceptions when play was stopped in the second quarter last night against Three Rivers. The Orioles open up a 28-6 lead late in the third quarter tonight. Three Rivers in desperate need of a score to keep it close. Caleb Quake delivers, taking the QB keeper for a 66-yard touchdown to make it a 2-score ball game. But Charlotte says, anything you can do, I can do better. Tyler Beidelman takes the handoff right here, and Three Rivers tackles the wrong guy. Beidelman breaks free for a 65-yard touchdown. Then Charlotte puts it away early on in the fourth quarter with a little misdirection. Cutler Brandt gets the carry, and there he goes, 62 yards this time. Don't blink or they'll miss another 60-yard touchdown in this one. Charlotte defends home field with a 50-point performance, 52-22, the final.
Oh, what a way to start the year.
Yeah,
well,
make it run.
If you remember, Okemos had to forfeit the remainder of its varsity football season last year out of safety concerns for its student athletes. It was a tough decision for F.A. Scott Amakpour, but one he knew was necessary to rebuild the program.
And the Wolves are back at the varsity level to start this season. The only problem is they had to play St. John's at East Lansing tonight because the field at Okemos is currently being remodeled.
The Wolves student section made sure to show up and show out at East Lansing, though. They can feel the momentum that's growing within this program with Amakpour back on the sidelines for year 2. Okemos was making some solid plays late in the quarter. Jaden Townsend tracks down Brody Dush to cap off back-to-back sacks for the Wolves on 2nd and 3rd down, and there was a whole lot more to celebrate from there. On the ensuing drive, Alejandro Urrea hits Dominic Easton in the end zone for the 14-yard touchdown. There it is. And this is huge for the Wolves, who didn't score a touchdown all last year until the final game against Waverly before the season was called off. St. John's also had an answer, though, pretty much all night. You're going to see Thomas Putman punches it in from 1 yard out. Red Wings win it 54-14. Tyler, take it away.
Thanks, Audrey. Olivet opening up against Chippewa Hills. This game brought to you by the letter D for defense. First quarter, Chippewa Hills looking downfield, but the pass is picked off by Olivet's Taven Feldposh. The Eagles couldn't capitalize on the ensuing drive, however. The defense goes back out there and continues to dominate on a botched snap. Ben Kolensky gets to the quarterback for a big tackle for loss. We told you it was a defensive ball game. It was scoreless at the half, and no, that's not a baseball score. Chippewa Hills comes away with a 6-2 victory.
Well, we have to take our final timeout, but when we return, you guys know what time it is. It's CMAC time.
Yeah, Dansville snapped a 4-game losing streak against Leslie in last year's season opener. Will they do it again?
And what would the Dean Trailways fifth quarter be without us popping in to visit the reigning state champs, Jackson Lumen Christi? We'll take you out to Jackson after the break. Get the latest forecast updates before you head out the door every day on 6 News This Morning.
Storm Tracker 6, here for you.
When it comes to hearing aids, one size doesn't fit all. Let our doctors of audiology find the right fit for your listening needs, lifestyle, and communication goals.
Hearing starts here at Advanced Audiology.
We make things adjustable to see better, to feel better. But how about to live better? That's why LAFCU offers a 10-6 adjustable rate mortgage with 1.25% off the approved 30-year fixed rate, so you don't have to wait. Ooh, yeah, that needs adjustment. Apply today. LAFCU, your credit union for life.
Danica Patrick here with big news. We are closing out summer with a very special event.
At Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Lansing. New Jeep Renegade 4x4 as low as $239 a month. New Ram 1500 4x4 or Jeep Grand Cherokee L 4x4 from $299 a month during the Make This the Summer event.
You always finish first at Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Lansing. Shop like a champion. ChampionRocks.com.
If you were recently injured in a motor vehicle crash, you may now be colliding with the complicated new Michigan Auto No-Fault Insurance Law. Don't get hurt again. Get help dealing with these legal changes. Call the leaders in Michigan motor vehicle injury law. Call the Sinus Stramus Law Firm, serving injured people throughout Michigan for over 70 years. The Sinus Stramus Law Firm.
Seeing clearly matters. Being seen matters more. Get 40% off lenses on a complete pair purchase. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
What's gotten lost in a lot of news coverage is trust.
Look, trust is earned, and it's harder and harder these days to earn it. But I think you do the right job, you do it consistently.
Consistent calling out of the game, refocusing power on the interests of people.
And I hope that News Nation is the place that people can trust, that at the least we're trying to be straight with them.
See why America's fastest growing cable news network is News Nation.
Welcome back to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. The last time we saw Jackson Lumen Christi take the field, they were raising the Division VII state title at Ford Field.
Yeah, they were the only team in our area to win a state title last season, and Herb Brogan and company would back it up tonight. Brogan and his squad began their title defense on the road against Michigan Center, and in the first quarter, the Titans were leading and got a big play from the defense. The ball is tipped and picked up by Kadale Williams, but unfortunately, the turf monster is going to take him to the ground. Lumen Christi would pound the rock early and often. Mason Herney gets the handoff, weaves his way through the Cardinal defense, and caps off the Lumen drive with a touchdown. Then the Lumen D comes up big once again. 4th and goal, shot to the end zone, picked off by Britton Howard. What a catch. Lumen Christi rolls on the road with a 41-0 victory.
Well, let's head on over to Jackson Northwest, where the Mounties welcome Tecumseh to town, up by 3 scores in the second half, and they made sure to feed A.J. Bryan. Scampers down the sideline to get in the red zone, and then make sure to cap off a drive with a touchdown. Tecumseh takes down Jackson Northwest 41-20.
Well, up north in Dansville, the Aggies welcomed Leslie into town, but the Blackhawks were the ones who felt like they were nice and cozy at home, partially thanks to the play of this guy and his cannon of an arm. Jaden Colby winds up and connects with the freshie Braden Johnson for 6. And let me tell you, Colby was out there dropping more dimes in the National Treasury tonight. With less than 4 seconds until halftime, he hits the airways once more, this time to Evan Dexter, who is not taking no for an answer. He makes sure to get in the end zone to help Leslie pick up the road dub with ease by the score of 49-6, the final.
Well, night 1 didn't go as planned, but night 2,
pretty good.
Yeah, success,
yes.
I think. Yes. All right.
Success.
Have a great night, everybody.